can we all agree that while she's in custody, that it's probably a good idea to keep her alive? Can we keep her alive this time? We have a second shot on this case. Guys, can we please keep her alive? All right, so Maxwell's every move will be monitored behind bars after the jail cell death of Jeffrey Epstein. So Maxwell was transferred to New York's Metropolitan Detention Center. Before her court hearing, Epstein was arrested by the same U.S. Attorney's Office, but he killed himself before he faced justice on the charges of sex trafficking. He killed himself. Okay, Maxwell will be guarded by the highest security available while behind bars, so she doesn't also commit suicide or get jumped by other inmates and killed. Or, you know, Jason Bourne or whoever somebody has suiting up right now to go take her out, you know. Hopefully they'll lock this thing up a little bit more. Remember in Jeffrey Epstein's case, remember everything went bad? Remember this? He was already on suicide watch. They took him off suicide watch. The cameras broke down. The guards were asleep. He had broken bones in his neck. You know, all of those things. I'm not one to jump into conspiracy theories, but I got some questions about that case. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. Ghislaine's next court date, her arraignment, is going to be scheduled on July 14th, so that's next week. Multiple charges, 6 counts of different charges. Judge Allison Nathan in Manhattan Federal Court said a bail hearing will be held on July 14th, 1 p.m. via video conference. So her lawyer and a prosecutor will appear on the phone on video, but the others can access the audio of the hearing by telephone. And of course, Ghislaine faces up to 35 years in prison. Now look where she was. Look where she was at. It's a beautiful home over in New Hampshire. From New Hampshire mansion to the Metro Detention Center in New York City. So a little bit different, little change of environment for her, but it will be curious to see where this goes and what happens. What happens at an arraignment, it's usually very, very basic, very preliminary. An arraignment is where there's a formal reading of the charges against the person who's been accused. So in Ghislaine's case, I already went through the indictment, but it's essentially a little bit kind of a formal reading of what those charges are. So they're going to say 2 counts of perjury, 2 counts of conspiracy, 1 count of transporting a minor. All of those different charges will be read. Their attorney's going to probably make a bunch of arguments as to why she should be released from custody. So at an arraignment, what they'll do is they'll set a bunch of different release conditions. They'll say, we'll release you provided that you post a $100,000 bond, or we'll release you without any bond. We'll just, as long as you promise to come back, we trust you. We don't think you're a flight risk. You're not going to go anywhere. So we'll let you go out on your own. Is that going to happen in Ghislaine's case? I'm going to guess the answer is a hard no on that one, because she is a massive flight risk. She's already been kind of evading authorities for a long time. She's got a ton of money, a ton of resources, and I really don't think that the judge is going to grant bail in this case. I think she's going to be sitting in there for a while, which is why it's so important that we make sure that she doesn't off herself or get killed by somebody. Because there's a lot at stake. I know there are a lot of people who had a lot of damage done by Ghislaine and by Jeffrey Epstein, and of course they deserve justice. So we'll continue to follow that along.